Hey guys, so I saw this video of someone beating Half-Life without killing a single enemy, and I thought to myself, is that also possible in Cry Fear? And if so, how hard could it be? No! Ready? Well, let's just jump straight into it. As we are gamers, we will play on difficult. So, as we are angels, Simon, I cannot have a weapon in my inventory. Anyway, there is not much happening in the first few minutes, aside from your frightening, bone-chilling jump scares and eerie atmosphere. I mean, it's just a tutorial area, so usually in these horror games, nothing ever happens in the first few. Never mind then. From now on, I will start counting every single enemy that we have avoided, so we can see how much we have done later on. Anyway, down here are another 2 slowers, and if you're wondering why I'm punching these guys, well, because I deserve it. Because the first attack to an enemy stuns them for like a second, so that is useful to move around them. Up here are another 3 slowers, with one having a cool entrance. Just gonna pull that real quick and I'm out of here. Little bit of a parkouring, and we enter the apartments. Now go punch some kids. Anyway, we started off by navigating to the serial killer room, and we avoid 2 children on the way to it. A little surprise awaits us when we get out of the room again.
I'm trying to edge the save.
Okay, so for clarity, this does not count as me killing someone. I initially tried to avoid them ending themselves, but it will be impossible later on, and it doesn't count as kills in the stats of the game. So, another enemy avoided in my book. Neighbor across, and this is the first tricky part, because, you know, this fat guy has to block my path, and also a kid that follows. Getting past him was a challenge by itself, but after this I have to alert the second kid so I can get into this room and activate the trigger which blows a hole into this wall. Wait. Okay, no killing and immediately drop the gun. I don't want anything to do with it. Yeah. 2 babies and a kid on the top which you can just ignore. It will despawn later. This guy will also despawn. Ignore him. After getting the bathtub cutscene thing, we see the first faster. Get around, get the rope, and down we go. We need to get all the way down to the basement again, so on the way we avoid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and basement. There are 3 of these so-called drowned ones, which do absolutely nothing. And an annoying child before leaving the basement with the videotape. I had to pass some monsters again to get to the TV, and skip, click, and finally out of here. Or maybe not. Anyway, I can save right before a big door. I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Now you f***ed up!
Okay, clearly he is aggressive, so as an act of self-defense, I have punched this guy to his senses. And he decided to give up. So, chapter 1 complete without killing a single enemy. Seems like it ain't hard so far.
Who's that?
I just wanna say, this gun has been spawned on my hand. I swear to you that I have nothing to do with this.
What the hell?
Right after this are some crouchers. 3 in this area and 4 up here. The wiki, in the wiki it says, if you are extremely bored, you could try riding one.
What the hell?
Yeah, we could just move past them all and move on. Next up, some of these so-called... just walking past them, so no problem. By the way, did you ever thought about the fact that Simon can just punch this open? Like, Simon be hitting the gym for real. Another 2 here. Just walking past them and giving the signature left hand. Now, getting into the caves, and honestly, I was scared of this at first because you have to stand still here and type in a code where one number is randomized, and there are enemies spawning here. Luckily for my run, just 1 enemy spawned, and I tried to lure him away to maybe lose him, but he always comes back. And you'd maybe think that I would go into one of these rooms for a breather, but no, no, no! Anyway, I did it. Albeit, I took some damage, but for this, we have our trusty Swedish heals. 2 guys in this crawling space, and 2 guys out here. Just need to get this lighter real quick. Light this oil. Get the key and unlock the door. Oh, hello, Mace. Okay, guys. I have to do a little shock therapy here.
Let's try another controlled shock.
Okay, he may be dead, guys, but technically, I didn't kill him. The water did. And the rules don't state that I can't mess with a corpse that didn't die through my hand. So let me just open his stomach and get my key that he swallowed. Jump scares, cheeses, and bloody walls. Right after this comes a sequence where Markiplier is still having nightmares about to this day.
Enhance! Enhance! Why hands?
I honestly just love this little bit with the music. But obviously, it has to get ruined by this asshole.
What you say to me, you little?
So this guy was already annoying. But this dude was even more annoying. See how he just won't move? And I wasted 2 syringes and just went on. Yeah, I will regret this later. Anyway, around the crawler and look at this poor guy on the wall. If it wasn't for the challenge, I will end your suffering. Yeah. The next few enemies are fairly simple. Just avoiding all of these guys by just walking.
Say hello to my little friend!
A few more enemies here on the way to the park. And when we arrive here, we have to complete a puzzle to obtain a key. And after getting it, an enemy will spawn right here, and it was a pretty easy pass. Although she followed me pretty quickly and I got a good scare out of it. Oh, stop, holy... Now, some of you guys may have seen my last video about all the tricks and skips in this game. And yes, I could have skipped half the apartments earlier, and there are many more areas to completely skip in this game. But I try to refrain myself from cheesing many enemies, unless I really have to. But this won't be the case for the most part. Anyway, new enemy unlocked. Flyer. So they suck because I set the game difficulty on difficult. And they do f***ing 30 damage per hit. And because of their hitbox, I have to crouch under them so I can get through. So yeah, I haven't thought about this part at all. Look, Sophie is calling me, and Simon will AFK for a minute when I pick up.
Hello? I can't hear you.
So yeah, for this we need to do a little trick. We can let Sophie call us and keep the phone in the inventory. Then I can use this guy to get up to the bus, and now we're safe for a call. 6 enemies spawn after the phone call. Damn you, Sophie. Now I just gotta move around here and continuously avoid them. So here I need to pick up a shovel and get a key to get up to the roofs. When I pick up the key here, 2 more enemies spawn. As if this pack was not enough. So, with me being on the roofs now, we avoid some enemies here, and now it gets interesting. See, after we speak with Sophie and she decides that the grass is greener down there, Carcass appears. This is a boss you'd have to kill with firearms. You can also escape this boss fight like a puss, but this will trigger a different ending later where I have to kill more enemies. I think it was left.
Oh my god, it's bending like Drake.
So yeah guys, the only positive thing here is to beat a disabled person.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No way!
Trust me, I tried for like half an hour and I figured that it's not really possible unless you have like 4 to 5 syringes, and even then you need to be lucky that these guys kill the valve-headed one and not leave him alive. So let's say we kill Carcass and we end chapter 3 by picking up Sophie's keycard. This is by far the longest chapter, and let's just say my syringe management was so bad that it came back here to bite my ass. Anyway, let me introduce to you crackheads. Yeah, You may see now why I gave up on the idea of preventing any monster from dying. Moving on to the next panic attack. What?
Huh?
So for some reason, I went into this tunnel, and because of that, 3 more enemies spawned. And that in itself is no big deal, but they did me dirty. Beating it. Oh! As well as this dipshit, as I had to dance side to side so he can empty his mag and end himself. You know, I love the music in this game, but honestly, I think everyone does. Oh! Yeah, this part was annoying. I died several times here because these guys camped outside the door. The enemy spawn points are randomized every time, so one time it didn't happen and I managed to easily get out. And now we backtracking with another banger song. But there's a door with 3 planks and 1 crawler blocking my way. I can't just punch the planks open with him being here, so I had a devious plan. See, I lured him all the way back here and closed the gate on him. Also, do you remember what I said about stunning enemies for a moment by punching them? Well, apparently not this woman. Wait, what? Straight punch to the head and she's just unfazed. Anyway, I was extremely unlucky here because I got a double spawn of them while having to activate a cutscene. Although I played it perfectly in my second try. Tunnel time. A whole lot of spooky wooky, but honestly the entire tunnel section only consists of 4 enemies. My dumb ass still managed to die though. No! The first 3 enemies are easy to avoid, just jump at the side and move past. The last enemy comes in a vent and I lured him all the way out so I can get past him. Yep. Now, with us having to collect 2 fuses, I went to the bus and met John Cena.
Are you sure about that?
And generally many enemies on the way to the first fuse. About 25 enemies to be specific. I also met Facebook. Now, the next part had me scratching my head. To the point of where I said,
I have to get someone. I have to get Joel.
But why, you may ask? Well, you see, in this room is this cage that needs to open so I can continue. But for it to open, these 4 need to be dead. So I talked to Joa and we found out that in the older versions of Cry Fear, this spinning head in the middle did damage to the enemies and therefore, this part would be possible. But in the current version it got patched out so the head only does damage to the player. So for official Cry Fear run I have to kill at least 1 enemy so I can move on. And I refuse to play on the old garbage version of the game, which is really unstable. Just know that it's technically possible. And yes, this is my Discord profile picture. Don't ask questions. Anyway. And a lot of backtracking. Now, let's just say, I was playing like an idiot this entire run. And my health is this low. And I have used every single syringe there was until this point. Let's just say I suffered a bit.
Okay,
So basically I was just 1 hit the entire time, so I thought I should maybe look for a syringe. And although I was not able to find a syringe, I did found somebody else. Anyway, more suffering ahead. And look guys, I was not too fond of weapons, but I really need this gun for the planks of the door. It's okay, Simon. Take it. The one time where I managed to get through, I got reminded of something. Enemies don't despawn. So yeah, a couple more deaths before I eventually did it. So this is the point where I gave up. and decided to do it all over again. But much more optimized. Because my bad syringe management made this part completely impossible. So I played the entire game again, to this point. But now I got 5 syringes and more health. Now I went to the second fuse where all the shooty guys were before, but now combined with 4 extra enemies. All that, and I had to backtrack all the way back to the subway again. I went from 5 syringes to 1. So, biggest part of the game out of the way, and we meet another 4 shooty guys down here, and they will also be the last enemies in this chapter. There are no enemies in the whole sledgehammer collecting, afraid of monsters posters, wall breaking, jump and run and maze thing. Okay, I mean you could say that these guys are an enemy, but yeah, whatever. This chapter begins immediately with another 4 shooty guys here, and I swear if it weren't for my bee-hopping skills, this run would be 10 times as hard. Next part almost broke me, because even as I had a more optimized run, I was left in the train with only 1 syringe, and with this I had to avoid 1 crawler, 3 of these guys, and 10 of these flyer guys, which do 30 damage per hit.
Bro. No. No. Bro, you're.
By the way, I just find it funny how chapter 4 is like really long and chapter 5 is like over in a second. If I had to somehow visually show you the difference. So imagine 96.4% is chapter 4 and 3.7% is chapter 5. The difference is crazy, right? Especially when you consider that this was the data from you guys not being subscribed on my last video.
What the hell?
Anyway, climbing a falling train, walking through a forest, nothing scary. Now we got some crazy runner. There are like 6 of them here, but I think I was legit too fast for them, so this was much easier than I thought.
One, whatever.
I have 2 hours of footage in this freaking building. So I'll explain in short form what you have to do here. You get down here and activate the generator. You get to the bowling area and take the weapon, go to the doctor and talk to him. Pick up the plates for a phone number to get the number for the addict to fight the doctor. Doesn't sound so bad, right? Well, let me just play some footage.
Oh my. Bro, I can't. Oh! 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 What do you? I learned. Oh my god, why? She. What the f?
Außer wenn die eine dich blockiert jetzt gleich dann.
Okay, aside from the fact that these guys are constantly glitching through walls, illegally, it was also frustrating to do it all over again from the save point, where I'd have to do all the crap from the start over and over again. Because I wasn't able to save safely again.
Toyota.
Well, I did talk to the doctor, but I didn't took the gun with me, and this allows me to continue while he just stands there, waiting for me. And for some reason, the AI went stupid mode. So I was able to save here, and this proved to be so incredibly beneficial. But I will come back to that, so remember the fact that this save point is goated. So, first I tried to reach the key through the ceiling to open the door to the plate without having to spawn all of these guys. For this you have to get an enemy in this room and basically ride them into the corner. I successfully done it once after like 10 minutes and got this code. 2729. And even went so far to type it into the attic door. But anyway, after many more deaths, I finally came back to this part and well, damn, it's the same code as before. So, seems like the game already generates the attic code as soon as you talk to the doctor, and with this knowledge, I knew I could finally complete this asylum hell.
729. Holy shit! I did it! Let's go! There's no doctor.
You cooked the game.
Well, that would have been too easy, right? So the reason for the doctor not showing up here is actually pretty simple. If you don't talk to the doctor about giving your weapon or not, the game doesn't even know which ending you will get, as this decision changes your ending to the game. So you have to at least get to the doctor and make the choice, before you can even fight him. So I did give the doctor my gun, and look who's there! And yes, we have to kill him to continue, and no, he doesn't count in the stats as a kill, so it's fine in my book. So, after the traumatizing experience of having to use a gun on someone, I immediately drop it and try to move on. Don't worry, Simon. A syringe a day keeps the pain away. Oh look, it's daylight. Time to hit the Joel skip. And drift with my boat. Anyway, before reaching daylight again, we meet some enemies and the Saw Runner again. Now I just went to the entire village section and passed many enemies, although I'm just jumping through all of this, so yeah, whatever. In the end, I just wheelchair my way to book Simon and end him. And that's about it.
Yes.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. So, to sum it all up for you, the stats of the game will count some of the bosses as kills and one additional kill for the one guy in that room. But you can in fact beat Cry here without killing a single enemy, at least on the older versions of the game. If we focus on the current version though, killing him is something you'd have to do. In my entire playthrough, I have avoided a total of 245 enemies, used 33 syringes and took 1841 damage. Guess that's about it. Definitely check out Max, the one from which I have inspired this video from, and he already uploaded a video to this whilst I was in the midst of editing this video. But if you watched both videos, you would know that we are doing it a bit differently in gameplay and video editing style. Still hope you enjoyed it, and I really appreciate you all watching. Anyway, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.